From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, October 19th, 2014. Silver is trading at $17.29 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,239 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $389. Antiwar.com reports Iraqi Prime Minister Haider Abadi has finally split the difference on the Interior and Defense Ministries and pushed forward candidates that everyone, more or less, was able to agree upon after weeks of fighting. Unlike previous reports, the Badr Brigade's leader, Hadi Amiri, did not get the Interior Ministry spot, though the Shiite militia did ultimately end up with the spot, which was given to one of Amiri's aides, Muhammad al-Gaban. Abadi also managed to make a concession to the nation's Sunni Arab minority, giving the Defense Ministry portfolio to Khalid Obadai, a parliament member out of Mosul, a city currently held by the Islamic State. Obadai may prove controversial because of his previous service in the Iraqi Air Force during Saddam Hussein's rule. His value appears to be primarily in being from Mosul as a symbol of the military's determination to eventually reconquer the city, which has been lost for months. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They now take Bitcoin for purchasing precious metals so you can turn your profits into a long-term investment. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing. 800-874-9760. The Associated Press reports, the Supreme Court has allowed Texas to use its strict voter ID law in the November election after a federal judge said that the law was the equivalent of a poll tax and threatened to deprive blacks and Latinos of the right to vote this year. Like earlier orders in North Carolina, Ohio, and Wisconsin, the justice's action before dawn on Saturday, 2 days before the start of early voting in Texas, appears to be based on their view that changing the rules so close to an election would be confusing. Of the 4 states, only Wisconsin's new rules were blocked, and in that case, absentee ballots had already been mailed out without notice about the need for identification. Texas has conducted several low-turnout elections under the new rules, 7 forms of approved photo ID, including concealed handgun licenses, but not college student IDs. The law has not previously been used in congressional elections or a high-profile race for governor. The Supreme Court's brief unsigned order, like those in the other 3 states, offers no explanation for its action. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Coinbase. Coinbase is a simple and secure online Bitcoin wallet for sending, receiving, and storing Bitcoin. Get started at coinbase.fppradio.com. That's coinbase.fppradio.com. Reuters reports red-clad Chavistas rallied in central Caracas on Saturday to protest the killing of a young ruling party lawmaker, while across town a protest called by the opposition's new leader failed to attract a big crowd. The government says the stabbing death of the 27-year-old Robert Serra in his home earlier in the month is part of a wider plot by an elitist, self-interested opposition to bring down Venezuela's socialist experiment created by beloved late President Hugo Chavez. President Nicolas Maduro said at a rally in front of a podium emblazoned with the slogan, "Against Terrorism," "Do you know why they killed Robert Serra?" He said, "To silence us. The right-wing fascists are scared of young rebels, young revolutionaries." Maduro was clad in a yellow, blue, and red Venezuelan tracksuit. Several arrests had been made in Serra's case, including one of his bodyguards. Maduro has also blamed Colombian paramilitaries, although some media say the case looks like an inside job and Venezuelan opposition leaders deny involvement. And in Hong Kong, violent clashes erupted early on Sunday in a Hong Kong protest hotspot as unarmed pro-democracy activists once again confronted riot police despite the confirmation of talks between protest leaders and officials earlier in the week. Hong Kong's 28,000-strong police force has been struggling to contain a youth-led movement that has shown little sign of waning after 3 weeks of standoffs in which hundreds of thousands of people have occupied city streets to demand full democracy in the former British colony. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.